Hi, fifth graders. Today's lesson is problem solving 12-8. So we're not going to be learning any new skills, but we're going to be using the skills that we've learned all through topic 12. Make sure you're writing this all down with me. Today we're going to do 4 problems, but they'll just take a little bit longer than normal ones because they're problem solving problems. And then they will correspond with the 4 problems that you do on your practice buddy. So if you have problems on your practice buddy, you need to come back to the notes that you're taking now to see how to do these problems, okay? Okay, so the first one says, Becca wants to edge her hexagonal garden with brick. So hexagonal garden means her garden makes a hexagon, okay? All sides are equal, and each side is 12 feet, okay? So each side, that's supposed to be one side, is 12 feet. So if I'm gonna find out how many feet goes all the way around, I have to take that 12 and I have to multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So 12 times 6 is 72, all right? So I know there's 72 feet around the whole thing, okay? Then it says, the brick costs $6 per yard. Okay, so that's how much it costs. Right now it's in feet, but it costs $6 per yard. So I'm gonna have to put this into yards, okay? So I'm gonna say 72 feet equals blank yards, all right? So that's step 1. My step 2 is write what I know. So I'm gonna go back to my old notes, okay? So I'm gonna go back to my notes up here, and I see that there are 3 feet in 1 yard, okay? So I'm gonna come back, and I know 3 feet are in 1 yard. All right. I'm going from feet to yards. That is smaller to bigger, okay? So when I go smaller to bigger, I divide. So I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna do 72 divided by 3, okay? 3 goes into 7, 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. When I subtract, I get 1. Bring down my 2. 3 goes into 12 4 times evenly, and we have no remainder. So my answer is that 72 feet equals 24 yards, all right? I'm close but not quite finished yet. It's $6 per yard, so I have 24 yards. So I have to do that 24 times 6, okay? 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So total, it is going to cost me $144 to put brick around my garden. All right, next up, number 2 says, Maggie buys, wrong question. Isaac buys milk to make milkshakes for his friends. He buys 1 quart of milk, and then he buys a half gallon of milk. How many cups does he buy? So we're looking for the cups. So he buys 1 quart, half gallon, we're looking for the cups, okay? So first I need to figure out that 1 quart equals blank cups. So I'm gonna do this one first, okay? Now, since this is just 1, I'm just gonna be able to look and figure it out. So again, I'm gonna go back to my old notes. All right, here's cups, here's quarts. So there are 2 cups in a pint and 2 pints in a quart. So I know I'm gonna have to do 2 times 2 equals 4 to find out how many cups are in a quart. So 1 quart equals 4 cups, all right? Then I'm gonna do this one too, a half gallon. So a half gallon equals blank cups. So I'm gonna go back up again. All right, here's cups, here's gallons. So 2 cups are in a pint, 2 pints are in a quart, and 4 quarts are in a gallon. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to multiply each of these numbers to figure out how I get to my gallon. So 2 times 2 is 4 to get to quarts, and then 4 times 4 of those is 16. So there's 16 cups in 1 gallon. 16 cups in 1 gallon, but we have a half gallon here. So I have to think about what's half of 16. Well, half of 16 is 8. Okay. So to find out how many cups total, I just add those two numbers together. 4 plus 8 equals 12 cups. So he buys 12 cups of milk. All right, the next one that we're gonna do, so these go along, like I said, with your practice buddies. So this goes along with number 1 in your practice buddy, number 2 in your practice buddy. This next one will go along with number 5 on your practice buddy, okay? So that's what it'll go along with. So it says, Marsha walked 900 meters on Friday. On Saturday, she walked 4 kilometers. So 4 kilometers on Saturday. And on Sunday, she walked 3 kilometers and 600 meters. And that's on Sunday. So it's asking, how many kilometers did she walk in all? So in all means I need to add them, okay? But first I have to get them into kilometers. So my 4 is good, it's already in kilometers. And my 3 is good, it's already in kilometers. Now I have to change this one and this one, okay? Now if you notice, we're now to our metric system. So all I have to do is move the decimal. So I'm gonna go back to my stair steps. This is old work, but hopefully you can see it. Back to my stair steps. So I start with meters, and I have to get up to kilometers. So that means each time I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3 to the left, okay? So I'm gonna take my 900 first, and there's my decimal, and I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3 to the left, okay? That means it's in front of the 9. And I also like to put a 0 so I know that I have a decimal. Now I'm gonna do my 600. Same thing, there's my decimal. I'm gonna move it 1, 2, 3. Okay. So then I would get 6/10 for that one because my decimal is now in front of the 9 and in front of the 6. All right. So I have my kilometers that I need to add. I have 4, I have 3, I have 9/10, and I have 6/10. So I'm gonna add those all up, and I'm gonna make sure I line up my decimal points, okay? So I had 4 and 3 from over here, 4 and 3, and then I have 9/10 and I have 6/10 that I'm all adding up, okay? So 9 plus 6 is 15, 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8. And I bring down my decimal point. So my answer is that she walked 8 5/10 kilometers. All right, only one more, okay? This will correspond with number 8. This will correspond with number 8 on your practice buddy. All right, so we need some information for this one first. So they're talking about an adult royal antelope. All right, so they say that the head and body, I'm gonna make a little table for you. The head and body length is 43 centimeters, okay? The tail length is 6 centimeters. The mass, or how much it weighs, is 2 4/10 kilograms. And then the vertical leap, which means how high it can jump, that is 2 meters. Okay, so this is what they give us. So this has a part A, B, and C. All right, so part A says, what is a typical royal antelope's tail length in millimeters? So right now the tail length is in centimeters. Okay, so it's at 6. And here's my decimal. So I've got to get from centimeters to millimeters. So I'm going to look up here again. Centi to milli is only 1 jump. So 1 jump to the right. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to go 1 jump to the right. And I'm going to put a 0. Okay. So my answer for A would be that the tail length is 60 millimeters. All right. Part B says, how many centimeters high can a royal antelope jump? So right now the jump, how much it can jump is 2 meters. So I have 2 and there's my decimal. So I've got to get from meters to centimeters. So So I'm going to look up here again. Meters is my base unit, and I have to get to centimeters. So 1, 2 jumps to the right. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2 jumps to the right, and in each of these, I have to put zeros. So my answer for part B is 200 centimeters. One more, part C, says, what is the mass of a typical royal antelope in grams? So right now the mass is in kilograms, okay? So I have to get from kilograms to grams. So I'm gonna look back up here, kilograms to grams. So I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3 to the right. And obviously in both of those, you put a 0. So my answer is 2,400 grams. Pretty easy, that last one, because all you have to do is move the decimal, okay? So again, these are going to match up with what you do on your practice buddy today. So if you have trouble on your practice buddy, come back to your notes or come back to this video. Have a good day.